as a temporary holding cell.
Okay, this is a very creepy video, so yeah.
He was then murdered in this room. So it's kind of similar where somebody goes crazy, they kill somebody. You know, at the end of the day, it's like a lot of urban legends and nobody really knows, but
obviously this room is very,
it's very haunted.
So I mean, it's like, obviously something happened, but the thing is, like, nobody knows exactly what it is. The other murders on the boat, people, like, they know kind of what happened. Like, for example, like, 2 ladies were, like, killed at the first class pool, and, like, people have been known to see 2 ladies walking around there, stuff like that. And like, there's no concrete, this is what happened. The only concrete thing that I found consistently was, it was at once B226, not B340. They changed the room number for whatever reason.
So, as my lovely teacher over here has been teaching me, the Queen Mary has been around since World War II. I've heard a lot of stories from BuzzFeed Unsolved. I've heard a lot of, like, history videos about this. But it was a lot of different things, right? It's been, like, the Queen Mary has gone through a lot of different changes. It was named different things. It's just the history of it is insane. If you research it and really go in depth, you'll find that just the
This is Arville.
So many different things. What did that lady at front desk say? She said it was 4 times the size of the Titanic, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something insane. That it is huge, and
it's
huge.
massive.
So we ordered a Postmate. I don't even know how they're gonna get on here.
Honestly, say a prayer for our Postmate.
But the ship has been around since World War II. It docked in the 60s. This room has been closed since the 80s and only reopened this year. Now, some complaints that they had prior to closing the room were just that people would not stay past midnight. People would not stay here and sleep here. They would always leave in the middle of the night due to something, feeling unsettled, feeling uncomfortable, feeling threatened, feeling like somebody is standing over them with their face pressed to theirs in the middle of the night, having the covers ripped off of them. Like, so many stories. The faucet running. Like,
that's what she said, because we asked the lady when we came in, we were like, hey, are we going to be really spooked? And she goes, oh, well, the biggest thing I've heard is that people hear a little girl laughing, and then they hear, like, very faint, like, music, like a music box. The biggest, I don't want to call it complaint, but, like, the biggest thing that people noted was that the sinks just turn on, lights turn on and off.
If the sink turns on while we're here, I'm going to lose my mind. Do you understand? I'm going to lose my mind. We're going to go back to the apartment. Like, no, we have to stay. Because we did an overnight, like, challenge at the Roosevelt Hotel, and we had to leave because we failed. But tonight we're going to succeed. London has to go to bed, or London has to go to work at 9 in the morning.
London's not going to bed tonight.
We're not going to bed tonight. So we kind of just wanted to come and see the hotel for ourselves and see if it was all true. And I don't know, just experience it for ourselves. And when we checked into this room, somebody had to escort us upstairs because
they don't have a room number.
There is no room number.
Right. But somehow people still know what room it is, because there's been groups of people coming outside, so.
Clearly people know about the haunted history of this room. They know about the urban legends. They know about the stories surrounding it. They know that it is haunted. It is the haunted room of the ship. There are also so many other ghost sightings. There are ghost sightings in the hallways, in the infirmaries. Like, this ship has a lot of history behind it, and it's very haunted within itself. But this room, B340, for some reason is the, oh God, the AC scared me, is the room to be in if you want to get spooked. Which clearly the hotel, I mean, they've, you know, I don't blame them for capitalizing on it. But when you walk in, and I'll give you guys a tour, there are stories on the wall. There's a Ouija board. There's crystals and tarot cards. And it's very creepy, and they're capitalizing on it, which I don't blame them on. But it's just interesting that this one room is like the room of the whole ship.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's weird just because nobody knows why. Yeah. Like, there's no concrete, this is why, like, this happened in this room, that's why
like, historically, like, yeah.
So-and-so got murdered on this day in this room, now it's haunted, like.
But it would make a lot of sense if it was something like that, that the ship line would try to cover it up.
So, kind of the story that I was saying earlier about the guy who supposedly his limbs were ripped apart and all this stuff, said, okay, apparently back in the 60s, during one of the final transatlantic cruises before the ship was docked in Long Beach, where we are, a man went crazy and brutally murdered 2 women. His crimes were discovered, and he was locked in his third-class stateroom, either B226, B224, or B222. The door was locked, and a guard was posted outside. A little while later, he started pounding on the door, saying someone was in there with him, trying to kill him. The guard ignored him, thinking it was a ruse to escape. After a while, the passenger quieted down, and the guard figured he went to sleep. The next day when the ship arrived in New York, the crew summoned New York police detectives and they went to apprehend the murderer. When they opened the door to the stateroom, they found the man had been ripped apart and his entrails and limbs spread all over the room. There was no way he could have done it to himself.
That is wild. That is like the creepiest story I've ever heard.
So that explains like the whole 3 rooms because they don't know which room it happened in. So I guess essentially, if this was 3 rooms,
I mean, this is so creepy.
Don't want to know.
So if this did happen,
yeah,
there had to be a reason that they renamed this room.
Right.
Because that is 100% fact. This was a different room.
So why would they rename it?
But they won't tell anybody why, and there's no record of it anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's what that sign like that they have hanging here says too, that it used to be room 226. So the boat tells us, like literally the people who own this place are like, hey, this used to be a different room, but they said that there's nothing on count either. So who was just like making up this story, and it just happens at this room where people experience stuff.
And like, it's not like they renamed everything. It's like not like they renumbered everything. It was just like, I just don't understand. It doesn't make any sense.
Covers have reportedly been pulled off guests while sleeping. Clothes hangers rattle. Footsteps can be heard. And knocks on the door and more.
So that's the history of this room. That's the urban legend behind this room. That's why this is supposedly one of the most haunted places in the entire world. Now that's like literally.
No, according to Time Magazine, it's in the top 10 most haunted places in the entire world.
And then this room is probably one of the most haunted, if not the most haunted hotel room of all time. People have reported things like this. People have, like, done their own accounts. And I can say, just from our experience being here so far, now I will quickly add, it's not that you're a skeptic. It's just that when we were at the Roosevelt, you were disappointed.
I'm a skeptic. Yeah.
Yeah, I can safely say that. But since we've been here, I've seen you get spooked more times than I've ever seen you, in our 3 years of friendship. So far what's happened is when we came in the room, immediately the first thing that I noticed when we walked in, because it was dark in here, was that the clock was set to 2:52 a.m. It was literally set to 2:52 a.m., almost 3, and it is not 3 a.m. It is currently 12:55, but we came in here
This was like an hour ago.
Yeah. So now it says 4:08. I just thought that was kind of interesting, but it said it was close to 3 a.m. when clearly it wasn't. Like, I mean, could it have been a malfunction? Could the clock have gotten unplugged? Sure, why not? But I just think that's usually something that they fix. You know what I mean? Like the room, when they come in, they clean the rooms and stuff. So I thought that was weird. Almost immediately, we were walking through the hotel, and we heard, and we're both kind of up in the air about it. I hope my camera caught it, but it was either a creak or like a little girl laughing. We don't know which, but it came from the hallway closet off to this side when we were looking at the bathroom. The next thing was probably the knock, and then later we heard, and that was just a big, like, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And then we heard...
Yeah, but like on the window.
Like on the window. Like literally on the window, and like there's no way. There's literally no way. We are so high up off the ground, it doesn't make any sense. Hello? Our postman is here. The Taco Bell is near. Keep this freaking
What is he gonna find?
I genuinely don't know. I said, our room doesn't have a number outside of it, so like call me. So far the verdict is I definitely feel like I didn't feel a weird vibe when we're in here, and sometimes I feel it and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel weird and sometimes I don't feel weird so far.
I want to say at the Roosevelt when I walked in, you remember, like, and in the video it was like I walked in and I said like my heart instantly was I didn't feel right. Like I feel fine.
I feel fine too. It's just like something will happen and it'll be out of nowhere, and I'm just like. And I understand it's the ship, it's creaky, it's old, whatever. We're in one of
the ship is very. This is the most like newly renovated room because it wasn't open for 30 years. And you should, if you can like find a picture of the old and like insert it somewhere. Yeah. Because like the way this room looked, like when I was doing my research, because they would give tours of it, but they're like nobody's allowed to stay in here, and everything was white. All the walls were white. Like it was just like a tiny little bed. Like it was just completely like stripped bare when everything started happening, and so they completely redid it. It's brand new. And like I don't know, the boat's pretty quiet. Like even when people are walking by, for the most part, it's not like
you can
creak, knock.
But it's nothing like that. So these little creaks will happen, and we'll know exactly where it is because you can pinpoint it literally in the room. So we've heard creaks where there shouldn't be creaks. We've heard taps where there shouldn't be taps. We've heard knocks where there shouldn't be knocks. Somebody tapping against the window, and it seems to be once we start talking about it, I feel like that it starts happening, which is.
And then the second you turned off your camera the last time, is like when it was like.
It was so
like the second she turned off her camera.
So creepy. So I'm hoping what we're gonna do now is I kind of wanted to do an intro video, just us telling you that we're here, sharing some spooky stories, and saying hello because Hi, Louie. My name is Louie. Her name is London. But I just wanted to give you guys a tour, show you the room, tell you what's up, and then the next few videos that'll go about this place, we're going to do a spirit box session in here. I don't think you're ready for that.
Another thing I was reading in here, and it said it on multiple sites actually, was that whatever is in here, whoever, whatever, okay, I'm busy.
Can't you see I'm busy?
I'm leisurely. But no, one of the things that it said on multiple websites.
I'm busy.
Crazy man, crazy.